Hello and welcome back to Tharic Plays Blood Bowl 2. It is time to get scaly again today, so we are going to play with our Lizardmen team. Let's take a quick look to remind ourselves just in what kind of trouble we're still in. So, we do have 6 Sorai again, but we're still missing our Kroxigor, and we don't have the money to replace him right now. So yeah, we are in a little bit of a pickle here, as we can see. So hopefully today we will be able to break out of that bad pattern and get a win again. I'm going to do my best to achieve that, and we'll see what happens. We also lost a skink with block again, unfortunately, if I remember correctly. So that's also something we will have to replace, and I think we're down to 11 players if my math is not wrong, so a little bit over a minute. So yeah, we'll be right back once we get assigned an opponent. And here we go. So still no undead in sight, but a fresh Dark Elf team. Pretty much fresh, I assume 1 or 2 matches. We do see a Witch Elf already. So that appears to be 1 match so far. And he bought the Ampo plus a fan factor, which makes this, yeah, 1 match. Okay. By concede, as far as we can tell. But that is not of our concerns. Let's see, he has no runner, 3 blitzers, and a witch elf, 2 rerolls. So we'll have to wait and see what he gets here. This is by no means a cakewalk, I think. The amount of inducements will be a bit of a problem. Also, their agility is always critical in terms of us keeping up with them and they being able to dodge away from us, so we won't get quite as many blocks as I would like. But I think we have a reasonable chance here to make this work, and we probably could have caught a lot harder opponent to face, so we can probably still be thankful about that. And we will just have to wait and see what he ends up buying here. If Casey does something... Oh, Eldro Sidewinder. That's always a fun one to face. So for anybody... Oh, and the Wizard, of course. So that's an interesting combination of inducements. So Eldro Sidewinder is a little bit of an extraordinary elf, because he has the skill Hypnotic Gaze, which is usually exclusive to the Vampire team, which is still not in Blood Bowl 2. But we'll get there eventually, I'm sure. So Hypnotic Gaze, what it does is it's an agility test, if I remember correctly. So a 3+ or a 2+, something like that, I'm not sure, with his agility. And if it's on one of my players, if he uses it, so he needs to be in contact with that player, and if that works, my player loses his tackle zone. So I won't really be able to cage, because he can just put Eldril on a cage corner, use Hypnotic Gaze, and remove the corner, pretty much. Okay, so he's already in a little bit of a bad mood, unfortunately, because of the matchmaking system. I can understand that, for sure. But we're still not at full strength, so who knows what's going to happen here. And the Wizard and Eldril are both pretty good inducements. What else does he have? He has Pass Block. Catch, Dodge... and Nerves of Steel. Yep, and there's the Hypnotic Gaze. So the good thing is we do have 2 players with Mighty Blow, and with a little bit of luck we will be able to make use of that fact right away. So let's see. We'd like... Oh yeah, Twitchy needs to be on the pitch, unfortunately. Just because we don't have a reserve player. I think we're going to keep these two back here because they will skill if that happens. Okay, so why is he still there? Let's see, actually I should just do this in case of me just pushing them around. I want the extra blocks. But we'll see. So the obvious targets for us are, since I can move him under there, I should. It's going to give me the chance to just catch the ball instead of having to pick it up. So that's kind of nice. The obvious targets are the Witch Elf and Eldril, because Eldril I think has armor value 7 as well. Yeah, so they are the weak targets in his play. I disagree. But I'm not really here to... Okay, let's see. Oh, nice, he caught it. And I'm not just saying that about Chaos because I lost a few players to them recently. I mean, that's part of it, but still, they're one of the worst teams by far right now. So that's a bit of a problem. So let's see. Ah, the Mighty Blow doesn't do anything. Or not even that, unfortunately. So it's just what it is. Okay, that's good. Hey, there's a KO on the one guy that doesn't have Mighty Blow, so at least we do have a somewhat decent start there. So where do I want to go? We probably want to stand in the way of Eldril, if possible, so let's blitz this lineman. Okay, that's just a push. And we're going to stay. And move you back here. So the problem about this is I can't really create a cage. That's pretty much, yep, Blizzards won the World Cup, that is true, but it's also the fact that it's a tournament environment, and in tournament Chaos never does well, but in a matchmaking setup Chaos does extremely well. You just don't have enough matches in a normal setup for them to do much, or in the tournament scene. Yeah, it really doesn't. That's the problem, because it's a tournament environment which is a lot different from matchmaking. It's just, I don't know, I don't really need to argue here, I think. So let's see about this. The problem with this is just I don't really know how to defend against Eldril. That's the problem. So I need to try and create a situation where I'm too deep, or 2 players deep, pretty much. The problem about this match is if I'm going to win now, he's going to feel strengthened in his assumption that Lizardmen are at the moment the strongest team by a landslide, which they, once again, at least in my opinion, really aren't. They are a very strong team, without a doubt, and they are among the stronger ones in high team value ranges right now. But Chaos is still a lot worse. And I'd argue that Dark Elves are among the stronger teams right now as well. But we'll see. Okay, so he is putting Eldril back. And he's probably going to use Hypnotic Gaze. There it is. Yep, it's a 3+ because it's an unmodified roll. And as you can see now, he is affected by the gaze. So he not only loses his tackle zones, I also can pass to him. Or hand off the ball to him without activating him first. And that means I won't be able to move. So the problem there is that I can't really use him as a receiver at the moment, as long as he's under the effect of the Hypnotic Gaze. And aside from that, he's going for the usual elf screen, which is a bit of a problem. But I do have an initial plan, and because these 2 guys are pretty nicely set up, so I'm going to go over there and set up a surf, pretty much. But I need to be careful about that because he does have his Witch Elf over there. So I could be counter-surfed, or I could be surfed before I get the chance to surf. So we are just going to knock him down for now. With a stun, that's perfect. Well, could be better of course, but I'm not going to complain here about that. And let's move you to right here. I'm just trying to put my diving tackle player into a useful position for him to be in, pretty much. So let's see about that. And I still need to figure out where to put my ball carrier. The good thing is Eldril is pretty far away, so we should be somewhat safe here, but I still need to be aware of the... I'm going to move back one again. Aware of the wizard. Because that thing could wreck us quite dramatically. So let's see. Put one player in there, and that's why I'm forming this loose cage, pretty much. Just trying to give ourselves a decent cage here without risking too much. Let's put him there just so that he needs to blitz there to make anything work. And now we're dodging, so the Hypnotic Gaze is done again, at least for now. And we're putting Shogath over there. Okay. Yeah, so he can surf one of my players. He can set up a surf. But that's fine. And that's a reroll already gone for him. So that's pretty good. The Witch Elves don't start with block or wrestle. So he has to be pretty careful. Yeah, I'm still going to use dodge. I'm going to try to dodge away or maybe surf him. We'll see about that. Okay, he's going to block me here. But I do have dodge and underbite, so it's not going to be that easy to knock me down. But we'll see if he manages or not. Okay, moving Eldril in again to try and gaze me. Okay, he didn't gaze. The problem about this entire setup right now is that it's pretty difficult for me to do much right now, because I have to be very careful because of the wizard and Eldril, and that's just the big problem right now. He's not going to follow that, because why would he? And he is going to try the dodge there, but it doesn't work, so that's good. Okay, so changing sides is probably in order. And I'd still like to do stuff to him here. So that will allow us to move a player through or two to get a decent block against Eldril. And we do have block on our skink here, so it's not the worst thing to do. And let's see. Knock him up there. Okay. So let's see, we can go to here. Yeah, okay, let's see. Put him there. The problem about this still is we need to be wary of the wizard. And that's a bit of a problem, at least potentially. So I'm going to use my Sarai here to try and create some problems for him. And it might lead to us getting more blocks right there. And if my plan to knock down Eldril works, we will be in a pretty okay situation at least. But we'll see about that. Okay, you go here. I still just need to be so careful. Put him down there. Can put you there, and then I'm going to block Eldril, and we'll do the dodge as a last action. Okay, that's actually perfect. We have block. He doesn't have any sort of block skills. So I can just knock him down, and I'm highly considering a foul here. You know what? We do have 3 assists. Let's do it. Might be a bit risky without a bribe, but the payoff could be really good. Okay, we just stunned him. Didn't get sent off, so that's good. The problem with the wizard is I just... Okay, lightning... Oh, he used the lightning bolt 1 on that guy? Okay, I understand why. And that's always unfortunate. So the wizard didn't do anything. Oh god, he's salty, and he just gave up. So that's awesome. Okay. So we can be happy, for one, because we rolled a 6. We got double the winnings. And 2 MVPs. And he rage quitted pretty much. We didn't get a level up, but we at least got the 10 SPP from the 2 MVPs. We can't quite buy a new Krox yet, I think. Yeah, we're 20k off. Okay. So I guess we're just going to search for another opponent. So, yeah. Let's wait the 30 seconds. I don't think I really need to pause the recording for that. And so this video might get longer again, because I don't really know how long the recording has already been going. Maybe 20 minutes? Something like that. And I usually try to avoid these double videos by now. I usually just end the video and do another one. But because this match ended so early, I think it's okay to just go for a second one. And we'll see. So that's an Orc team this time around. A little bit different. And let's see. Check out his team. Our team value is a bit higher. He does have a troll. Oh boy, I see a lot of guard. Okay. So we have one cheerleader, one coach assistant, 3-year-olds, an apothecary, of course. Guard, black orc, block guard, block. Nothing on these. The troll doesn't have anything yet. The blitzers have guard, 2 mighty blow players. A thrower with accurate. Is that what he took there? Yep, apparently. That's not something you see too often. A goblin with catch. That makes sense, actually. And another goblin. So he has 2 goblins among his players. Okay, so we'll see how this turns out. And I completely forgot to mention my opponent's name in the first match, so I'm sorry about that. But he didn't play until the end. Maybe I would have remembered halfway through, so it is what it is. And he doesn't get quite as much Caddy Pash, yes. Wow, Petty Cash. So all he can really buy is a Babe, as long as he doesn't want to spend any of his own money, which he might. We've seen that happen before. But it looks like he is just going to go for the Babe. And we'll see about that. So Orcs, quite bashier than the Dark Elves. He does have a decent amount of guard, and he has a decent amount of strength 4 players, which means I will have a hard time outbashing him, considering I don't have my Krox. And he has a troll on top of everything, so he has 4 strength 4 and 1 strength 5 player. And we do get the offense though, so that's nice. And I don't know if... I assume he speaks English, but the names are Carillion. So... we'll see. So our opponent's name is Entop, and he's playing the Rabbit Pigs. So he's got, 3-year-olds and the Apo. Nothing out of the ordinary there. We will have to be wary of the 2 mighty blow blitzers. And it is a lot less likely to injure any player here for us, except for the goblins. So they will be our priority targets, as they only have ammo value 7 and are stunty, as are our skinks, so they are easier to get hurt. Yeah. Okay. So we'll see about this. Depending on how he sets up his line of scrimmage, we won't really get good blocks there, unfortunately. Oh, but he made a mistake. He set up his players in a way that I can serve them. So that's what's going to happen. It might get us counter-served in the following turn, but that is something I'm willing to risk. So let's see, we are going to receive with these 2 this time around, because he is 3 SPP away now and he's 1 away. Oh yeah, this is pretty nice. So we can push one of the mighty blow guys out. A guard guy might be better, or do I want to go for a guard guy? I do need to make a decision about that. within the next minute or so. Put those guys there. Well, let's do this. Oh, what? I don't know what he did there. Oh yeah, we do need a third guy on the line of scrimmage, so that's why we need to put him there. Because if I go here, yeah, we were going to serve over here, because it is going to put us next to a goblin, which I find more appealing, I guess, than the alternative. Let's put you right up there. And keep it like this. And we're also far away from the mighty blow guys, which might work out in our favor as well in this case. So we'll see. Oh god, Twitchy suffers an injury. He is KO'd. So we are right off to a pretty bad start with a player disadvantage. Nothing to be done about that. So let's just move on with our plans. Go for the ball safety first, though. And then we can serve this guy as our first action. And goodbye. So we're down again to 10 against 10, and his guy is injured right away. So he's going to be completely away for the entirety of the match. But we do have to be careful with this, because we might get served ourselves here. So I'm going to try and set up for safety here a bit. Like so. Or do I? Yeah, no, not like this. I think it's probably fine to just put him... No, we need to go there. So I'm going to do the going for it. Okay, thank you. And then we can move on to the next stuff. So we also need to still take care of the ball. We are not protecting it quite that effectively yet, but we are getting there. So let's see about this. That's a good start. And I think I'm going to play not that much bodily contact today against the Orcs. They cannot bash me. But we did get pretty lucky there with that stun. That's going to be very helpful. And I can also put Groth forward here to get this block as well. And hopefully that one will work. Okay, it does. And that does mean the troll is a little bit isolated right now, but he just needs to stand this guy up to get the really stupid roll out of the way. So we'll see. And let's pick up the ball. We do. Oh, that is quite nice. And I think yeah, we're just going to go here and end our turn. So right off the bat, we do have a pretty good position right here with these three Saurai effectively blocking a lot of his players. He needs to move these guys over so they won't do too much this turn. We do have two players on his skink, not his skink, his goblin. I assume he's going to try and dodge him. There he goes. Well, maybe. He shouldn't do that as a first action though. We have quite a few skinks that he could attack, which is the problem here. He might go for a Mighty Blow Blitz against one of the skinks. They are the easiest to remove and essential to our ball handling, of course. But we'll see what he ends up doing here. Okay, he's pulling that guy back all the way. Not a bad choice, considering we could score already, in theory at least. It's going to look a little bit different in practice, but let's see. So he hasn't blitzed yet. There comes a blitz. So he decides to go after Shogath, interestingly enough. And let's see, where do I want to go? I think we're just going to go back here. It doesn't really help us to stay next to the goblin. And this way we are blocking this approach still, which is fine by me. And he still needs to move this guy. And in my opinion, blitzing here didn't really help him too much. Although I can understand why. I probably would have blitzed Groth just to get the chance to remove him. And just try to block here with the players. Okay, it's just running away with that stunty guy. So I could try to catch him. But I'm not sure that's worth it, actually. So we are not going to do that for now. We are instead going to stay on our path here. And move along like this. So let's blitz down that black orc. Good enough, that guy doesn't have block yet. Oh, we stunned him. That is pretty good, actually. Okay, so I'm going back on my word a little bit, and we are going to play a little bit more aggressive in terms of us actually being in contact with his guys. Because I think we kind of can afford to right now. Can put Sezanoth over here and diffuse that situation quite handily, I think. So let's see, we do have him. Put you there. Put Nectalios right behind him, just in case. He might decide to dodge in with a goblin and go for a blitz. It's at least not impossible. Oh boy, yeah, let's see. Okay, so I did make one error here, so I'm going to have to do going for it again to remedy that. And that error is that if I block here now, we're going to push him there, and that means he can blitz Nectalios. And I don't want that. So we are going to put him there, which means we can chain push this guy away. So that was a mistake on my end. Luckily, we didn't get punished for it by the going for it. And we can still react to that. Let's put him there and there. And I'm going to stay. Oh, wow, an armor break? Really? With the skink? We're getting really good armor breaks right now. That is extremely lucky. Oh, but we failed to dodge. But that's fine. So ideally, because that is something I almost never do, but I really should try to do, I'd like to score with a Saurus. The question is, can I put myself in a situation where I can afford to try a handoff? Maybe is the answer right now, because the only guys that can really hurt them or come close to us is this guy and this guy. The Black Orcs are extremely slow, the Troll as well. This Black Orc is on the ground, so these four players won't do too much this turn. They might get in contact with us, but that should be about it. But I should try to score with a Saurus, just because they tend to level so slowly. So if I can get that to work, that would be ideal. So either Yaldagorth or Daoloth would be the obvious choices right now, because they are in range for that. In terms of leveling, Olkoth would be good, because he is 3 SPP away, but he's also not in a position to receive that. So we'll see. His one guard player is stunned, the other one is injured, so he won't receive any help from that right now. And this guard piece is based as well. So we'll see, but I do have my one guard player here, so maybe we can do something with that. Also, one of the important questions is, will he move his goblin? Because if he doesn't, I might just try to serve him as well. So I would really like to attempt a handoff to a Saurus, and at the moment I think we could maybe get away with it, but we still have to wait and see where he ends up blitzing and what the result will be there. I assume he's going to blitz with this blitzer. He is not. Okay, that is strange. So where is he going to blitz? He could blitz with his thrower, but he also isn't. And he's running out of time. He's dodging. Will he re-roll that dodge? He's not. Okay. This is a little bit weird right now, in all honesty. Okay, so serve first, I guess. I should maybe just try to knock him down and injure him, but yeah, that's what it's going to come down to. But that is fine. We can just put him here. And we still KO him, so it works out okay. So let's see. Put Underbite right there. So I still like my plan of handing off the ball. It's a little bit tricky, but not impossible. So we don't really have good blocks here. That's a 1 dice that we could get up to a 2 dice if we want. But let's see about that. So he will go right here. I'm just trying to figure out my safety nets. Shogath to there. Let's do this block next. In all honesty, I actually really shouldn't do that block next, but it's okay, I guess. And follow. I should do this handoff now that I've put myself in the situation. Okay, put Luke through there, and then we will go do the handoff. It's a 5+ for that to work. Oh, and it does. Oh, that is amazing. That is so good. So good. So this is a 2 dice against, 2 dice against, 2 dice against. This is a 1 dice, which if I move Noctalios down here, we can get to a 2 dice. That was a 1 dice. That's what I didn't say, I think. So let's knock the troll away. And follow, I think. Let's see, do I want to risk a 1 dice block here? This guy does not have block. So yes, I'm going to do that. Okay, him we're just going to push away down there, and then I'm staying. So this is kind of nice. We could potentially serve this blitzer next turn. He has no clear shot at our ball carrier. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. But that's the risk I took, and it did not do anything to us. So right now we only have a KO player that might come back, while he has an injured one and a KO'd one. That's only a push. And he really should stand up his troll and all of his other players first. At least the ones he won't move. But he does have 1 reserve player. So I'm not really sure I want to score already. as we all know, I usually am not one that is too big on stalling, but I do start to see its benefits now. And we are in a situation where stalling might be for the best, even though it's not maybe the most exciting thing to watch. So I'm probably not going to do it long, but I might try to take this one turn further so that he has a harder time scoring on us next turn, or next drive, pretty much. But we'll see. So that's only a push, which is kind of nice. And so I'm going to assume he's either pretty new or just not that experienced with orcs yet, because he is making some misplays here in my opinion. He still should, if possible, blitz with his mighty blow guys, because that's just his best chance of getting rid of my players. And so far he hasn't done that too much. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. And the thrower is, by the way, one of the weak points as well for the orc team, because they only have ammo value 8. Where the rest of the orc team, aside from the goblin, does have ammo value 9. So they are a little bit more fragile than the average orc. So let's see, he's going to try and dodge with that guy, maybe. Yep, there it comes. Oh, failed second one. Will he re-roll? The first time he didn't, so at least he knows when to re-roll or not, because it's really not worth it to re-roll there, in all likelihood, so he doesn't really gain anything from that. So let's see, we are going to blitz with Scar, I think, because he has Mighty Blow. So let's go for this Scar Blitzer. Okay, thank you. That turned out quite favorable. Oh, another armor break. And another stun. So no luck there, unfortunately, but it's still not a bad thing to happen. So let's block this one as well. We're still in a good situation here, so in case of failure, we're still somewhat safe. And that is all the blocks that we are able to do. And so I am going to take this one turn and stall them, and stall it out, instead of trying to score. Just because I'd like for him to have only 4 turns to even the odds. Even that might be enough for him to make it work, but we'll see about that when the time comes. Okay, yeah, put all these guys into position so that he can't really do too much. And let's see, put you over this way. I also need to move Olkoth. And where are we going to move him? I think I'm just going to put him back here and keep him here, just in case something goes wrong horribly. And then we're going to move Metelios through here. I need to dodge 2 times out of the way, so I might as well dodge into a reasonable position. And we can put him here. Well, no, let's go there. Okay, I'm fairly happy about this. I think what's helping here is, I assume it's not too much to say that the level of play and experience is a little bit different here. So I think I have a pretty clear advantage there. It's not always a decider. If I still remember that time I played against the dwarf team, that was the first team match for the dwarves, I think, something like that. And he did a lot of 1 dice and 2 dice against rolls, and most of them worked, and so I had a lot of trouble. So it doesn't always come down to knowledge, but it does give me an advantage here. So that's pretty good. And I could stall this out until turn 8 in all likelihood, but I'm not going to. And that is only partly because it's boring, but also because I think I might have a chance of putting enough pressure on him that we maybe can steal the ball away from him. That's not, at least not impossible. We still have all of our rerolls. He does as well, because that's the one thing he did right. He tried to dodge twice and failed them, and he didn't reroll them because it was a last action, I think, in both cases. And it wouldn't have helped him too much if he had succeeded them. So he took the turnover deliberately instead of potentially wasting a reroll. So that was a good move, definitely. But I will take one more rounds of blocks here, definitely, to try and maybe KO or injure one of his players again. That is going to happen. And we will have to wait and see what comes of that. So we are going to put you in there. And this guy does not have guard, yes? Yes, so let's do this. Okay, good enough. Oh, just a stun again. We're getting through the armor, which is good enough in itself with the Armor Value 9, but we're not quite enough for it to stick. So what are the easier targets? This one, but that's only a 1 dice, which I can get up to a 2 dice. Yeah, let's do that. Going for the one without block. Just in case, move him there. I mean, even if he gets a chance at our ball carrier, we still have a higher strength value than he does. Oh. Oh yeah, I moved him wrong. So we're going to stick to the original plan. That was a little bit of an oversight, I apologize. I really shouldn't have made that mistake. Oh, more mighty blow. More stuns. So now this becomes a 2 dice, which we can take because we still have our reroll. Only a push, it's fine enough. Stay, and we have one more block that we can reasonably take against this Black Orc. And then I'm going to score. Okay, good enough. And that's our first touchdown. And the first ever with the Saurus as well, I think. As stupid as that is, or sounds, because we are over 30 matches into the team. And I never really forced a touchdown with a Saurus, which I really should have. That was quite the oversight. Okay, we are still at 10 players. Our KO player stays out. His does as well. So we are both at 10 players, which is not bad, I think. I would really like to use my good Saurai on the line of scrimmage, but we also still really can't afford to. So I'm going to stick with these guys, and I think I'm going to separate them a bit, just to force him to either use his guard guys right here to get that, or just to pretty much have the have him commit more players here, because he does need to get the assists, and he could just do that with one guard guy. Sorry, apologize. That was a little bit of a hiccup. It sounded probably pretty weird if you even heard that. He could just put one guard guy here, and now I'm forcing him to use 2, maybe. That's pretty much the idea behind that. So let's put you guys there, and then we can have the skins in behind here. So let's go a little bit further back with Shogath and Lukthu, I think. Just in case, because it's unlikely, but he might go for a Goblin Throw. Usually not something he should do yet, but who knows. And then we do have the Skinks back here to maybe do stuff. I mean, it probably won't impact it too much, but the way we set them up now also just keeps them a bit safer. And these two are still replaceable. So we'll see what happens now. But this was a pretty good start in my opinion. And I'm very happy about the match so far. And if everything doesn't go downhill from now on, which now that I've said it probably will happen, we have a pretty good chance of finally getting our Kroxigor back. And I'm really happy about that. I have to be honest, I've always said that I don't really see a team getting destroyed beyond being able to recover it, but after the losses we've taken with the Lizardmen these last few matches, my motivation or my enthusiasm for the team had gone down a bit. It still won't keep me from playing them, but it's still I looked a lot more forward to playing the Skaven and even the Orcs. As much as that surprised me myself, but I think it's the typical Blood Bowl pretty much, and I think almost everybody goes through that from time to time. You will get ups and downs in your matches, and you will lose motivation for a team from time to time. But you just have to stick with it and go through it, and it will get better again eventually. And that's what appears to be happening right now. I mean, we did get that concede against the Dark Elves, which wasn't that big of a deal, but it at least gave us a breathing room again. It gave us a lot of money, and it put us in a position to finally get back on our feet and get our... He should reroll that one, though. Okay, assumed as much. To get our Kroxigor back and get back up to fighting strength and have all of our high strength players back in the team. And so I'm really happy about that. And I have to be honest, I was considering to skip the Lizardmen for maybe 1 or 2 rotations just to give myself a little breathing room, but I'm happy that I didn't. I think that's just something you have to go through. Oh, he really wants to go for a goblin throw. Really? What the hell? I mean, not that I'm complaining, because this is actually a pretty good situation for us, but really? That is quite weird. And I'd like to go risky here. So if this block works... Okay, let's start with this one. It's a little bit of a riskier one, but it does work out, so that's good. And I'm going to stay. Oh, wow. We're just getting through his armor. And an injury. That is really nice. Just a badly hurt, so nothing major for him. But Yaldagorth is just 1 SPP away from leveling up. So that's pretty awesome. And let's see. So what I wanted to do, put Scar here for now. And then we are going to blitz with Underbite. I'd really like to go after the Goblin again, but we just can't swing that this turn. So I'm just trying to create an opening right here that we can move through with a skink, pretty much. Put Luke through there as well because of his diving tackle next to the Goblin. Should create some problems for him. But let's not overextend ourselves too much. Keep the other Sorai back here. And not advance too much, but we are going to move the skinks through. And if I can, yeah, we can. It's going to be going for it, unfortunately. Now, it would have been a dodge otherwise, which is probably better, but we'll see. So Shogath. First of all, let's put Shogath over here just so that this guy won't be able to dodge easily. And then let's go like this. And try for the pickup. Okay, failure. Let's reroll that. Okay, that worked. And using the last going for it really won't help me, so I'm not going to. If I could have done a handoff afterwards, it might have, but the way things are right now, it's just an unnecessary roll. So let's see, he now needs to blitz us to get the ball again. Okay, he does, but it does work, but he should have gotten more assists to make that a 3 dice block. Okay, a stun against Groth, that's okay. And his thrower, is he going to go for the pickup? He is, and he makes it, okay. Risky thing to do, going for the pickup quite that early without protecting the ball whatsoever. But now he can move players back to create a cage for himself. And that's why I didn't overcommit here. Oh, he did get the defender down he needs against Underbite. That's not good. See, no armor break though, luckily. Okay, so he is moving his players in to form a cage, so this guy is going to go here, and these 2 Black Orcs are probably going to go there and there. And now it becomes a question of, can I break open the cage and get the ball away from him? I won't get a clear shot at his ball carrier. That's just not happening. But hey, we are putting pressure on him, and it will be pretty difficult to get away. Okay, yeah, that's 2 dice, so he's just blocking with the goblin. Oh, he considered taking the both down to knock us both down, basically. He didn't, though. And probably the best thing he might be able to do now is just stand this guy up and not try to dodge with him. Because if he doesn't, I'm going to target the goblin. But he does give me that option, so that is quite nice. And now we are going to go a little bit more aggressive in our contact. Okay, so I was considering blitzing the troll, but since we do have a clear shot at the goblin, I think that's the better option for us. And so that's what we're going to do, but I would like to make that a 3 dice, which means putting Shogath right there. That's an assist, and that should be enough. It's double the strength plus 1. And here we go. And there's the result that we need. Okay, KO, perfect. Or at least good enough. Okay, and that will allow me to also just move in my players. He will get some good blocks here, I think. I really can't prevent that. But we are making it difficult for him to do that. Or let's do this. Put you right there. So his troll is isolated and won't be able to do anything, and he will only have a 1 dice block. Oh, and I'm considering risky stuff, but no, let's use positioning to our advantage. I was considering using both these kings to mark these 2 guys, but that would mean 3 blocks, because I don't want them to give assists here. The thing is, if I move here, he can't move this guy in to assist. The problem is this guy does have guards, so it doesn't really matter too much. But let's also put Nyctelios to here. It's not going to completely help us, but it's because he can go here to get an assist. But we're still limiting his movement through this. And so I have 1. If we're able to steal the ball, first things first, he won't score. He's just too slow to make it. He won't be able to get there. So all we can hope for now is that in our last turn we are able to steal the ball away from him and then get it to either Lukthu or Nyctelios and score with them. I'm not positive that's going to work, but we'll see. So he starts things off with the 1 dice instead of the 2 dice here, which he could have gotten otherwise. Well, he still gets it now, but in a different way. Not quite as efficient. But he keeps pushing, which is actually really nice for us, for obvious reasons. But he also won't really give up the cage, so I probably won't get the chance to attack his ball carrier. But it is what it is. Also, he just made the situation for his troll even worse, because this guy is now in a 2 dice against situation. Okay, he finally does what he needs to do, going after my skinks with his mighty blow prayers, and he does get a result. That is good for him. No armor break though, so we got a bit lucky there. And let's see, so that really doesn't help him too much. Because even if I push with this frenzy, we still have 3 assists then, instead of just 2, which we have right now. So the assist that this guy is giving the troll will be meaningless. But at the moment, as things are, he did leave room for us to attack his ball carrier. But he's trying to close that gap, maybe? He should have just not moved this guy up here. He should have kept him backwards, or back. That won't be enough though, he needs to go here. Because all I need to do is block down the troll, which I can do with him. But I really should do with him, because if we only push, it doesn't really change too much. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay, good enough. Can push the troll and stay. Don't want to be next to the mighty blow guy if we can avoid it. Oh yeah, I've miscalculated. So I will still try this, because Underbite already has dodge, even though he has no break tackle. It's still not a bad thing. And also... oh, but yeah, this is going to be fun. Let's see. Put you right here. It's a little bit of a luxury thing I'm trying right now, but it's not a bad thing, because what we are going to do now is chain push his ball carrier 1 space further out, so that it's easier for me to hit him. And so let's see, put Luke through right here. And this just might not work, because it's still a 5+ dodge, but we do have the dodge reroll, so I'm willing to give it a go. And we'll just see what happens. Okay, we don't make it. And that's just the end of this, pretty much. 2 3s. Was worth a try. Because we still had Nyctalios here in scoring range, so why not? Okay, he's re-rolling that. Does not work. And so he probably should have blitzed with this guy and tried to pass with him to get the SPP. Getting an injury on there could have worked as well, but he didn't. We'll see if that guy maybe gets it. He does not, just a KO. But it is another KO, and we will be down to 9 players if none of ours come back. But he is at 10 players maximum right now, and if his KOs don't come back, it will be 8 at the moment. So we'll have to wait and see. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. So we'll see. He can't really do much anymore. And our KOs, 1 comes back. Not twitchy though, so he is a little bit of a lazy guy today. Okay, both of his goblins come back, so he is at 10 players, so it's 10 against 10. And we are... I'm just going to keep the setup as it is. Oh, it's so unfortunate that we don't have Twitchy. It might be good because he can't get hurt like that, but it's still... I would have liked for him to be there. Just to have more players. So now he has 2 goblins. Might be good, might be bad. So the important thing is he is losing a little bit of strength here. He has 2 players with strength 2 now. And 2 players which I will try to remove because they are easier to remove than the rest of his team. And we will just have to wait and see if that works. So he's also missing one of his guard players still. And the black orc. Oh yeah, we injured the black orc. That was that. That was quite nice. So we do have the strength advantage again. He still has 3 players with guard, or 2? 2. 1 black orc, 1... Nope, that... I always forget that. Just wanted to click that. Oh, we got an extra reroll, that's nice. Okay, didn't scatter outside, so that's good. So I'll have to see. He might once again just try to go for the goblin throw right away, which would be a little bit of a weird choice, but he tried already last time and just didn't get the throw. So we'll have to wait and see if he does that again, because he did set up for the throw again. The goblin is here, right behind the troll. So I think he might attempt that. Okay, he had block, we didn't. But that also means this guy won't go down as long as he doesn't blitz him. Which he might, we'll see. Okay, there goes him. Or is he just setting up for it and he's not going to do it this turn, but maybe next turn? Okay, no, if he throws... He can't throw the goblin now, though. Because the throw teammate still counts as a throw, and you can only throw 1 thing per turn. Player or ball. So he can't do that now. Still means I'm going to have to set up... put a player back. The problem is if he manages to throw him and the goblin lands, there's just no way I can stop him. Then he's through. There really isn't anything I can do. What we could do is try to get as many tackle zones on the troll as possible, or just push the troll backwards, because the goblin needs to be thrown pretty far to run the ball in right away. So if I am able to push the troll backwards and keep him there, I think he isn't able to score. Okay, but he is moving him forwards now. But that also means he's moving him out of protection. And into our attack range, basically. And he should use these guys to protect the goblin. At least one of them. This guy should go here. But he is moving them in. He wants to... Well, the problem is he needs to run backwards with the troll to pick up to get the ball. Okay, no, he's just moving the goblin forwards. Makes sense. So the thing about this now is, though, he does give me, at least in theory, a chance to attack his goblin. Unlikely, but it's not impossible. So this is interesting. Really interesting. A little bit weird as well. Yeah, so I do have an idea. A little bit of on the riskier side, but I'm willing to try, and I think that might work. Oh boy, yeah, Groth, you are not in a good position today, buddy. You might get hurt. But putting him there allows me to chain push his goblin over here. Meaning I get a clear shot at his goblin. So I kind of like that scenario. And so that's what we're going for right away. And all I need is a both down or a defender down. Which I don't get, so we will re-roll that. And there it is. Okay, so the goblin is down. And I will stay, because otherwise things will get too dangerous in there. But the injury is really nice. And it does dismantle his plan of just throwing the goblin in for a touchdown. Okay, let's see where the ball goes. Not where I want it to be, but we will change that. I still get my blocks with underbite, so I can push the ball away again. Okay, not in a good position for us. But it's still okay. So let's do this. I need my sidestep player on there. Or do I? Yeah, let's put you there. That way we can 2-dice this black orc. Oh wow, yeah, I really can't complain about my block dice right now. They're really good. And that does allow me to get two... Well, I should put Noctalius here into the more dangerous position. And Luke through to there. So we have 2 tackle zones on the ball. One which you can remove pretty easily, but the second one is a little bit more difficult. And we do out-muscle him here, I think, so he might get 1 or 2 good blocks. But after that it gets more dangerous for him. So which one did he block with? That one. He should have blocked with this one in case of just pushing. Well, depending on what he wants to do. It's not bad to free up this player to move him backwards and blitz with him. But if he could have gotten 2 chances against Groff if he wanted to. I'm not sure if that's good. It's probably not a bad thing what he did there. He wants to blitz with him backwards to get rid of our tackle zones. Okay, that's the first one gone, unfortunately. He did get one of the 2 results that he needs. Oh, armor break. And that's a KO. That's still fine. Nothing too much to worry about. Okay, more pushing. So let's see, yeah, so we don't have any tackle zones anymore there, so he picked up the ball. But he can't protect it completely. Well, he's probably going to move the goblin to here. Yep, there it is. But that's still fine. We have a lot of chain push potential in here. So I'm going to try and get the ball carrier into a good position again. And that's both down. Which is actually extremely helpful because it frees up Scar. And he's the one we can blitz the ball carrier with once I've chain pushed him into the correct position. If we get to chain push him, which right now looks not so easy, unfortunately, because his guard player is in a good position. So let's see, Yaldagorth to right here. That's going to make it still... Oh, this guy has guard. It's just completely blocked by the big guy. That's the problem. That's why I didn't see that. Yeah, both of his guard players are just in exactly the right spot for that, unfortunately. So we are going to do this differently. I'm going to go after his goblin again. The other one this time. I mean, we do have Mighty Blow and our free player here. I could have used his guard as well, but I'm still fine with this. There's another injury. Nice. And I'm not against. I think it's going to be going for it now, but I will still do that. Oh, that's not what I want to see. Let's reroll. So if we can get him there, which we can, we now have some pretty good options here. So we can start things up with Underbite. Let's see, yeah, push like this. Okay, we are getting there. That's still a 1 dice, so if I move... if I move Shogath to here... This is a 2 dice. Okay, just pushing. It's still okay. And let me think. I'm going to stay there to keep that guy mobile. So that's a 1 dice and that won't change. But let's make sure he can't move too much with all of these. So I'm sorely tempted to go for the 1 dice block, but I'm also not going to, because it's just too risky. And let's just move Luke Thu back here, just in case. So now I have one of my own guard players right in the middle there. The problem is once this guy stands up, he has a guard player on all of these players, which is a little bit of a problem. He has a strength 4 player here, so he should be able to push us away a bit. Oh, he tried to blitz with a troll as a first action. He didn't reroll, or is he still considering? I think he didn't reroll. No, he didn't. Okay. So that 1 was pretty unfortunate for him. Yeah, let's go back here. I could go next to the ball carrier, but it really wouldn't help me too much, and it would just give him another free block, and then he would just push us down again. So I don't want that. But he will be well, I shouldn't say that. He can still remove the 2 tackle zones we have on his thrower, both players. Standing this guy up. Oh no, he can't. This guy blocked. So he either needs to dodge. Well, he still can. He can just block with his thrower. I shouldn't forget about that. So this guy is going to be able to block. Okay, that's good. He followed there, so I will get a 2 dice back once we stand up Daoloth. And it becomes a question of, can I get the ball carrier? Because he still might be able to break through. We have a decent chance of stopping him, but we do have a player advantage as well. So we're at 9 players and he is at 8 at the moment. So we have 1 more player on the pitch than he does. But we'll see. So that's it. Wow, he did a 2 dice against, which he's going to reroll now. And we're just going to take that. An attacker down would have been nicer, but that might have been a little bit too much. Well, the first one would have been an attacker down. And he really should not have dodged there, but here. Because this was a dodge into 1 tackle zone, and now I can attack him. What is he doing? Okay, he didn't do that. The problem is this guy still gives an assist because he's got guard. So I have to figure out a way to get one myself. And we do that by doing other stuff. So where's his guard player? right there. So we need to remove his guard player first. Yeah, let's just keep pushing him that way. Good enough for me. So now this is a 2 dice. Not quite what we need, but it is good enough. Yeah, it is good. I was considering that for a moment. Let's try to make that safer by blocking here. Nope. Thing is, I would have needed to... I need to get here to get an assist. I probably should have pushed, because we do have guard on Scar. So we would have gotten the assist, despite the Black Orc being there. And now I need to get a dodge in there to make that work, which we do. So now we get the 2 dice. Oh, double skull. Wow. Continuing my trend here, I see. Well, to some degree. And if you're unaware, it's just I recorded my last league match yesterday, and I had quite a bit of trouble against his ball carrier there. Never really quite got off the ground with my attacks. I couldn't really hit him. So I haven't blitzed yet, haven't I? So I really should do that. So let's blitz this guy. Oh boy, yeah, that's not what I wanted to see. Okay, but it's still okay. The ball is not really reachable for him. We do have 2 skinks in range to pick it up, and I was going for Luke Thu. If we can manage, I'm going to try and score with the Saurus again. I'm not really sure we can handle that again, but maybe. And ideally we would want... yeah, Yaldagorth to be the one to score, but he just knocked himself down, so he's pretty unlikely to be that person. Or the Saurus. So we'll see. And he doesn't have too many options. That's a failure. And that's a turnover. Wow, okay. Oh! That is unfortunate. Oh, -1 movement allowance. He will use the Apo there. Pretty sure. And let's see. Looks like it might not have been the result that he wanted to see. Yep. So I really hope he won't give up. So far he doesn't strike me as a player to give up easily. But we'll see. So let's block you down first. Okay, good start, good start. And let's see. So he has guard. So I'm just trying to free up Yaldagorth to maybe get the ball with him. That would be pretty nice. But we'll see. Oh, another ammo break. Wow, yeah, wow. The Orcs are really taking a beating. I really can't complain about my dice here today. They're quite nice. Put him there. No, that's going to block. So let's put him there. Let's see. And we do still have our Mighty Blow players available. Okay, that's a stun. Do get one against the troll now as well, which ends in a push, and I'm not going to follow there. So let's see. put Yaldagorth there. We do want to move down the pitch, even if I try to get the ball to him. Let's secure the ball here with Shogath. And then go for a pickup with Lukthu, because he will level if that works. And let's skip the pickup reroll. We still have a decent amount of turns, and I would like to keep that reroll for the Saurus handoff. So either Daoloth or Yaldagorth will work fine for this. Both of them, or even Olkoth. They all are 1 or 2 SPP away from leveling. But I'm going to choose Yaldagorth or Daoloth if possible, because we need more Saurai with block again. It's just something that needs to happen. So no defender down there, which means we are still safe. And let's go to just here. He's going to follow us regardless of where I go, and this way I am still blocking his thrower from getting near this. He could have put himself right there otherwise. Okay. So he didn't even stand up his thrower, interestingly enough. So let's go for the troll right away, try to remove the tackle zone. Yep, works, good enough. Oh wow. Mighty Blow is really working today. And I think Yaldagorth deserves this, if this works. I think he really does. Yeah, let's put you two there. So we are just going to try and go for the pickup again. And we fail again, so I'm once again not going to reroll that. We still have more than enough turns left. Well, 3. So maybe I should soon start to do that. But if we get the pickup next turn, I should be able... Well, no. I will have to do one going for it. So maybe I'm going to move Yaldagorth 1 space back first. I think that might be the best idea. But we'll see. And you very rarely see something like this against Orcs. And he's just trying to preserve his team now. I still really can't ignore my Mighty Blow, though. And I will try to gain more SPP there. Okay, stun again. Okay, yeah, so let's move Yaldagorth 1 space back. Put Daoloth right next to him, just in case we fail. And the scatter could save us. That's something that could happen. It's definitely not impossible. So let's see. Also like to keep my skinks somewhat safe. Yeah, so let's put Shogath here just in case. Maybe we'll scatter on him if something goes wrong, and then we can make that work. Okay, do the handoff. It could have scattered on him in that case. The same thing I pretty much am setting up for here. And he caught it right away again. That is beautiful. Oh, that is so good. So let's blitz this guy. So we will score again with a lizard. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm going to push. That is extremely awesome. And take care of that guy as well. So we really beat up the Orcs here in the end. It's just... him having 2 goblins is a little bit of a weak point. I don't generally like the goblins on the Orc team. When you have a troll, I understand taking 1, because you do want the chance of the goblin throw. But afterwards, more than 1 is just a risk better to be avoided, in my opinion. And you do know well, maybe do know my orc team, and I don't play with the troll at all, because the orcs don't really need the troll, and it's just an added risk to the team. He does have strength 5, yes, but he's also really stupid, and not really reliable. He's got the worst big guy trait, pretty much, and so it's a bit of a risk to take one, and I choose to not take that risk. Okay, let's see. We have 4, 5, 6, so... because I'd like to get a 3 dice blitz against his blitzer here. That's the general idea, and now we do have that. Okay, good enough. Put him down there, let's follow. Like so, and I think the rest doesn't really matter too much anymore. Well, let's put you here just to keep the skinks safe, because he still might try to reach one of the skinks. And I don't really want to give him that chance. So that match worked out very, very well for us. And so we will be able to afford new Kroxigor. We will have a Saurus with a level up. So that is really, really nice. And he is just doing nothing. And so I will still do this one blitz here, because we still have a reroll, so I feel somewhat okay doing this and risking this, and it does work. Let's see if we make it work. Nope. So let's just score. And even though one might argue it's just polite to go for the GG at the end. And even though he didn't write any... oh, he just wrote high. Okay, I missed that, I think. I apologize. Also might be that his English is not that good. Even though his team name is in English and his coach name is in English, his players were not in English. So who knows how good his English is. So it's fine. Yep, we're just going to take the 4. It's good enough. And oh, Luke Thu got the MVP, so he's leveling up. That's nice. So our team value will go up again quite a bit, thanks to the new Kroxigor, but I'm going to have to check out a name first. Because I don't want to go for Mighty Jaw again, because Mighty Jaw was a little bit of a letdown. He didn't get quite as many SPP as I would like for him to get. Okay, so we do have Diving Tackle, so I'm going to go Sidestep next, I think. Because it's going to make it harder for him or easier for him to stay next to a player that he wants to use Diving Tackle on. But we also do need a double on him, or otherwise he might get too expensive to keep around much longer. 2 skills I think is still fine without a double, but a 3rd one without a double could be too much. I'm not sure on that, but I'm going to keep him for now. And just generally having more sidestep again is nice. So yeah, that's where we're going to end the episode for today. Next time we will have a Saurus again, so I'm very happy about that, and I hope you are as well. And I also hope that you enjoyed this episode, so if you did, please leave a like and leave a comment. And if you want to see me play more Blood Bowl 2, just subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope that you will tune in next time. A little bit of a slip up there. And yeah, have a nice day. Bye.